chocolates. Welcome in. Tonight we are discussing why cultural foods are the best foods for black women who want to balance their blood sugar. So excited to be with y'all. It's been a minute, so give your girl some grace. I have notes. This is going to be great. If this is your first time here, then please, if your mama raised you right, say, hey, new friend. And if you've been here before, you already know what to do. Say, hey, family, because by the time this is over, that's what we're going to be. So if you don't know, just like it says down there, my name is Angela Billups. I am a nurse anesthetist, and I'm also an integrative nutrition holistic health coach. I help black women over 40 to heal themselves so they can fire their doctors ASAP. And we do this by combating high blood pressure, high blood sugar, inflammation, and other manifestations of chronic stress through culturally relevant nutrition, herbs, and ancestral wisdom. Oh my goodness, that was a mouthful. If that sounds good to you, then this is your time. This is your moment. Do your thing, little chocolate. Hit like, hit subscribe, and make sure you hit that notification bell so that you don't miss any of my upcoming videos or so we can hang out again live. I deserve a drink after that. I'm going to let you do your thing. All right. So, why are we talking about this? Well, it's because diet culture and what I call culturally insensitive nutrition culture would have black women believing that in order to be healthy, in order to lose weight, in order to maintain a balanced blood sugar, they have to give up those whole food carbs that they grew up knowing and loving. And let me tell you, fam, this is sham advice, okay? It is not necessary because those foods are full of things that actually help to balance blood sugar. And more than that, listening to their advice is going to require you to eat some things that you never heard of, or if you did hear of them, you weren't excited to eat, right? Things like, all right, I said this is for the over 40 crowd, so you'll feel me on this. Cottage cheese, the broccoli rice, and the cauliflower rice. Like, I don't think that was ever on any black woman's bingo card until somebody told them that they had to eat it in order to be healthy, all right? If that sounds right to you, let me know in the comments. Tell me what other things that you've been told that you needed to eat in order to be healthy that you were like, this is not it. There has to be more to it than this, okay? Cottage cheese has always been at the top of that list for me. Oh my God. So, sham advice, we're not going to follow that anymore. Think about the times when you have had to replace those rice, your potatoes with that broccoli rice and that cauliflower rice. It doesn't hold up well in stews, right? It doesn't hold that gravy like you need it to. It doesn't give you the comfort of those whole food carbs that you grew up with. It doesn't evoke those memories because food is not just a source of nutrition. And that's part of what's missing from the culturally, what did I call them? From the culturally insensitive nutritionists, right? The nutrition advice that's just looking at food just for in and out, calories, protein, fats, whatever it is. Food is an actual connection to our family, to our ancestry, to those things that make us us. So it's very important that you are going to enjoy the food that you're eating to become healthy. Otherwise, you can't keep it up. And if I can bet, and if you're anything like me, that's what's happened to you in the past. So, moving forward, black women aren't doing this anymore. When you come with your rice cakes and you come with your cottage cheese and you come with your cauliflower rice, we're saying no thank you because we are going to continue to eat those whole food carbs that we grew up loving with just a few tweaks that we'll get into in a little bit. I have not run my mouth straight this much in a minute. So, why should we reconnect with these cultural foods, with these ancestral foods? Well, first of all, in the United States, black women face huge healthcare disparities, right? This is not news to you. Even if you didn't have the words for it, you've seen it growing up. You see it in your workplace. You see it between your friends. You see it on TV in society. Because of all the different systemic isms and schisms, right? We have less access to quality health care, less access to quality education, less finances, less open spaces to exercise and to, live healthier lifestyles and all of that. Oh, and also less access to healthy food. So all of these things take a toll on our health. And so, because of this, we cannot rely on a healthcare system that is a part of that lack of access system. If we truly want to take care of our health and to liberate ourselves from this US healthcare system, then we have to learn how to eat in order to heal ourselves. So, let me give you some stats. I came prepared, y'all. So, one, over 56% of black women over the age of 20 are obese compared to 38% of white women. This is from the CDC in 2021. The numbers may be a little bit different right now. As far as hypertension, high blood pressure, black women have the highest rates of hypertension in the US, impacting nearly 46%. That's according to the American Heart Association, also in 2021. And this video is about blood sugar, so of course I have to talk about diabetes. According to the CDC, again, black women are almost twice as likely to be diagnosed with diabetes compared to white women. So here's the thing. If everybody is eating, because what I hear a lot is, well, the food is bad, the GMOs, the organics aren't real, all the things. And we can talk about that in another video. But if all things were equal, right, then everybody's health risk, everybody's percentage of high blood pressure and diabetes and obesity should be about equal. So again, because of those healthcare disparities, these are the reasons why black women in particular need to really get about the business of finding out how to heal themselves, because obviously the systems that were never set up for us, let's be clear, the systems that we have to partake in because there is no other system, are not doing their job when it comes to us. The math that I just read you is not mathing. We should not be 2 times more likely than other people. And I haven't even gotten into maternal mortality, right? I just picked a couple things. But across the board, mental health, all kinds of different things, black women and black people in particular are disproportionately affected. And so for this reason, we need to figure this out, y'all. We really do, especially in these times when we may have even less help, even less culturally sensitive care, or, with DEI being taken down, I believe that this is going to affect the healthcare system also, right? Where are the culturally competent practitioners going to come from, right? Because they have to be educated, they have to be accepted into schools to be able to get into practice. So I feel like this is a time where we need to look at the landscape and look at what's going on and figuring out what can we do for ourselves. And this is one of the things. All right. So by transitioning to a diet that is more rich in our ancestral foods, and right now we're talking about the complex carbs, right? I even have examples for you. So this is a yam. This is American yam. Like, this is what you're used to. If I were to cut into this, it would be orange flesh inside. It is not what's known as a yam in the tropics or on the continent of Africa. Those are much bigger underground tubers, I guess. And they are eaten almost like potatoes are eaten. They're eaten in soups, they're eaten in stews, they're fried, they're boiled, all the things. So these are something that we can tap into. These are another type of sweet potato. These are Japanese sweet potatoes, or Murasaki sweet potatoes if you get them from Trader Joe's. These are purple on the outside, but if you cut them, they're white flesh on the inside. They're actually sweeter than the American yams that you may have grown up with. And then things like plantains, right? Plantains, and this is just about perfect. Other things like cassava, if you're from the islands, you know about dasheen, you know about eddos. There's so many different types of whole food carbs, and I am not leaving out rice at all, even regular white potatoes. These are all things that if you're getting them as whole foods, they're free of artificial preservatives. You can get them organic so that they're not GMO, but if they're coming from other countries, a lot of times they're not GMO already. They don't have any kind of artificial sugars or added sugars, flavor enhancers, preservatives, fillers. They are whole food. So this is what I mean by whole food. It looks like it looked the way God made it, right? When it came out the ground or came off the tree, that's how it looked. It has not been processed. It has not been messed with. It has not been taken away from. It has not been added to. So, those things that you grew up with, your rice, your potatoes, whatever kind of complex starch you were eating, you can still eat those. So, another thing that they do have when you cook these ancestral meals, or they have healthy fats that have been added to them, think about meals that are made with coconut oil, or when people add avocado to it, those are a source of healthy fats that go into them. They have a lot of fiber naturally. This is something that helps prevent the spiking of the blood sugar, helps prevent insulin resistance. And you also add proteins, again, if you're eating them in stews, if you're eating them with beans. Culturally, we don't just eat plain rice. We eat rice and beans, or we eat rice with vegetables, or rice with something else. So, whereas a plain cup of rice could send your blood sugar skyrocketing, that's not really how we eat it. If you are sitting around eating plain cups of rice, then we do need to talk. That is a little problematic. But traditionally and culturally, Black women don't eat the foods like that. They don't just eat a bowl of mashed potatoes. They eat mashed potatoes along with vegetables, along with a protein. So these are reasons to continue to eat these foods. Now, I will tell you there are a couple more things that you can do to help prevent the spiking of the blood sugar when you're eating these high carbohydrate foods. You can look at the timing of the food, like when you're eating them during the day, as related to what you have going on during the day. You can also look at the order of how you're eating the foods. Both of those are important factors when it comes to preventing blood sugar spikes. Now, those are things that we go into more detail in the Girl Heal Yourself group coaching program. That is an 8-week group coaching program that is your pathway to excuse me, that's your pathway to stopping the BS programs and the diets that don't work. It's your pathway to having more energy and being able to not only get through what you have to in a day, but also be able to have the energy to put into the future life that you want to live. It is your pathway to start healing for longevity and to have more inner peace and calm. And it's also your pathway to start healing from these diseases that disproportionately affect our culture. So if you are interested in that, make sure that you click the link that's in the description box so that you can get on the wait list for the next cohort. So if you're ready to keep your blood sugar balanced and reclaim your health and continue to eat those carbs that you grew up knowing and loving and that are so important to our culture, then make sure, again, you like and subscribe and you get on that wait list, and I'll see you there. Take care, fam.